Welcome back to a Fresh Designer Talks, the format where you can learn from someone who is not too deep into the UX design field yet. So if you are new to the UX design field, chances are that not too long ago I was exactly going through what you are going right now. And so that's what this format is for, so that you can learn from someone who is just one step ahead of you. Today's topic is going to be the importance of understanding the problem that you are trying to solve. So today we're going to talk about which questions you can ask yourself to understand what is the user situation, what is the business situation, what are you trying to solve. And I'm going to give a phrase how to define the problem precisely, and this is going to help you. And this is one of the first steps, or this is the first step, and this is one of the most important steps to consider when starting with a UX design project, because it's really, the more you understand the problem, the more you do the work up front, the easier it will be for you later on. So what you want to do is to ask yourself the question, what problem are we trying to solve? We could be the company that you are working with, could be your own business, could be your employer, your client. It's important to really go through the basics first, even if it's obvious, because you might miss out something. So who are you working with, or who are you working for? Who can be potential stakeholders? So stakeholders being people who are actively influencing or being influenced by the product or service that you are offering, by the app that you are designing. So for example, the development, the marketing, the business owner, the user, and so on. What is the business objective? So I'm going to give one example. Let's imagine we design an app that helps to do online grocery shopping for plastic-free products. The idea is that it's really convenient to do online grocery shopping already, but in order to have to reduce the plastic waste footprint, you have to put much more effort into it. It's not as convenient, and this could be where this concept is tackling the situation, is to make it as convenient as the other online grocery shopping. So this is the product idea, and now let's answer these questions following this. What is supposed to be achieved with the product is probably going to be related to sales and to reduce the plastic pollution. The main goal, this is referring to the business. So is there anything additionally that the business is following? It could be a bigger business that has other kind of products, other kind of niches. In this case, it would be similar. So the goal of the business is to make sales and to reduce the plastic pollution on the planet. But I'm just giving a quick overview of these questions that could be answered in much more detail and could be revisited after making progress in the UX design process. What are the values of the company that you are working with, or of your own company? Maybe it's possible to let the values speak through the design already. And what are the priorities? Priorities are being important because as a UX designer, you'll find yourself somewhere within this triangle, balancing between the business needs, the user, and the technical feasibility of what you are doing. So it's important to know priorities. Usually if the user is happy, that will have a positive synergy on the business needs, but maybe not in every case one by one. So it's important to know how to position yourself. Also about the technical feasibility, there might be a feature that is super useful for the user but super difficult to implement, and it might have a low priority from the business side. So you might not implement this feature because of that, or implement it in a later build. So this is really a thing to communicate about. It has partially has to do with your own philosophy, but it's really, really important to stay in touch with the development team and with the business owner to know what they want. In the end, you are working for a business probably, and so you should make sure that the business needs are met. The product. What is the product? In our situation is our plastic-free groceries. In what context, environment will it be used? So probably people will be sitting at home on their computers, ordering it, or on their phones, or when they are outside in the train, and so on. So we need to consider different contexts, how the users would use it and when. Why would someone use it? This is we should look at the competition, what is out there already, what are they doing good, what are they doing not so good, to see why they would use our service instead of theirs. And in general, of course, they are using it to reduce the plastic pollution, to have an impact on something positive for the environment, altruistic goals, and of course to eat and drink, to have groceries at home. And how would it be used? In this case, I want to make a separation from this point. This is more about the context, and this is like about the interaction, the interaction with the app, for example, that you are offering. So to think about some scenarios, people would place items in a shopping cart and then go through a checkout process would be one way to describe it. But maybe there's more to it. Maybe there's a reward system. Maybe there is something that you can show that you participate in that, a wristband that you get after a certain amount of orders, or a points system that you can share with your friends, or different things. So this would go here. And at this point of the project, we are in a really high level, so it doesn't need to be too much into detail, but it's important to have it framed out. And as I said in the beginning, I'm going to give one frame how to write a problem statement. So on the left side here, we see what we are referring to. We have the user, we have the need and the problem, or the problem of the user. We have an insight that we have gained about the user. In our situation, is just an assumption. But while we are going through the UX process, we should replace our assumption with actual research findings. We have a solution, and we have a measurable outcome that we define in the beginning. So in our case, we don't have a persona yet. That would be a deliverable of a later stage. So we write altruistic users that are looking for a way to contribute for good on the planet in their day-to-day life, need a way to buy plastic-free products and groceries for their daily lives, just as easy as other products and groceries, because it gives a feeling of purpose and meaning and helps them to achieve altruistic goals through a user-friendly, customer-friendly, affordable web shop with a reward and environmental feedback system. And we know this to be true when, and now we have our measurable outcomes, a large number of customers are successfully using the platform. So that could be measured in the number of sales, and could be even have like an actual sales number that is a goal to be achieved within a certain time. And the plastic pollution is actually reduced, and that could be measured in metric tons, for example. And going along with this, as I mentioned already, we have other things to research. So what is the competition doing? This is a whole topic by itself. Questions to ask in this case would be, what is the competition doing? What are they doing good already? What could be done better? Is there a niche market? What are the business goals of the competition? And the goal of this competitor analysis would be to learn how to position yourself, and if it's already happened, if you are working for an employer and they have positioned themselves already, maybe in this research phase you can learn some additional things that help your UX design to stand out. You can even also get some inspirations and go from there. Then knowing the business requirements is what we talked about earlier. There is something called business requirements document. You could ask your employer to hand it out to you, and if you are working with a new project that should be defined. And then we have the user research, which is going to be a topic of the next video. And this is the way how to figure out what the user actually wants, and not just base it on assumptions. So, as a fresh UX designer, it hasn't been too long ago that I was in a position similar to where you are now. There is one thing that I can really recommend you to do, is to apply all the steps that you are learning in theory when you are doing your online research. Apply them in a project, even if it's just a fictional project that you make up in your mind. Apply it as if you would be working with a customer. This is the only way that you can actually learn how to do it and not just theoretically learn how it works. And what I did in the past is to sign up for an intense online bootcamp, which had 40 hours per work week, but they also have shorter versions with 20 hours. They had a mentor and a tutor that were always on my side, giving me feedback, really, really valuable calls that I had with them, and really, really in-depth information, much more in-depth than I would cover in my video series. It's 800 hours plus of content, and in Germany it was even possible to get it paid through a government program, and so you might even be eligible for that. If you are from Germany, you could check that out. I'm gonna link their website down below, and they have free valuable content that you can find, and they have courses that you can sign up for. So if you are interested in that, make sure to check it out and follow my link, as it also helps me out. If you follow my link, it will give you a 5% discount if you want to sign up for a course, and it will also help me out. Yeah, so I'm gonna see you in the next video, which is gonna be about user research. I'm looking forward to see you there, and I hope you have a great day. Bye bye.